Welcome back to the Dan Cave. This is February 2023 on the bench. So then, welcome to February 2023 on the bench at the Dan Cave. So, 2023, 1 month done. So this is going to be similar format to all my previous ones. So, what's been built, what's been bought, what's in progress, future plans, that kind of stuff. General thoughts and topics. Not much today because I just finished work. Brain is a bit frazzled, so general thoughts about modelling, the hobby and all that kind of stuff. Not a huge amount. Seen some stuff floating around the internet about some new. Some upcoming kits from Nunu and BMAX. So some really good kits coming out at some point in the future. But we're still waiting for the Audi A4 and the Volvo 750 as well. See, I've dived straight, so I've gone straight in with new kit releases. What's that all about? It's not going to be a new segment. It's just stuff that was in my head from today that I saw while being distracted while at work, while looking at stuff on the internet. But there we go. Some new kit releases have been announced by BMAX and Nunu. As you know, I do quite like my rally cars. So Bell kits, Hyundai i20 thing. WRC car, so that's coming soon. Any other stuff from Bell kits? Opel Ascona should be soon as well. There's a mock-up of one shown at I think the Nuremberg Toy Fair, I believe. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. So yeah, so it's going to be the usual stuff today. So we'll head on over to the bench and have a look in a second. But before we do, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And for everyone watching, please like the video. Really appreciate when you like the video because it gets into 50, appears on recommended lists, and it brings in a few more subscribers, which kind of helps boost the channel. So yeah, but a big thank you to all those who've watched my work and bench updates to date, dating back, getting close to 2 years now, more or less. So yeah, so after that, variety of waffles about the random stuff in my head today, because as I said, just finished work, so my brain's a little bit frazzled. A little bit of a cold coming on as well, so not everything is firing as well as it should be, or as well as it normally is. So as ever, let's head on over to the bench, which is right there, and have a look at what's going on. I'll be back at the end, no doubt. See you in a bit. So welcome to the what's been finished. So let's start with the Mercedes-Benz 190E 2.5-16 Evo 2 DTM car. So this is the Fujimi kit in 24th scale. So this has been finished. This was a really quick build because it is a very simple kit. There's not a huge amount of cleanup on the bodywork. There's a little bit, a few seam lines, but it's not particularly challenging. There's no front or rear bumper. The only additions are a spoiler, really. In terms of additional parts, so it was all primed in UMP white. Base coat of TS26 decanted and airbrushed. Then allowed to cure, and then demarcation line for the silver, and then the silver from kind of the midline down for the silver colour on this car. And then Decal Dock. I got a scheme from Decal Dock for this. It's Karcher scheme for a car driven by Schumacher of the Michael variety back in '91. All went together fine. The major kind of disappointment in this kit is it is curbside. That's not an issue. I don't mind, limited detail on the bottom. They don't really get looked at, so it's not a big deal. The big issue for me is the interior. It's kind of got half some parts for a race car, but then still got some bits of a road car. It's only got road car seats. It's just a little bit lazy from Fujimi. They could have done a lot better with the interior of this. But however, the interior doesn't get examined much. And for me, I could live with it. So I kind of did a basic job on the interior, but really pleased with how the exterior part of this has actually come out. So yeah, cleared with Gravity 2K, and yeah, nice to get that one done. So this, of course, was the kit that people voted for. I asked people to choose my next build, gave them an option of 4 kits. This was the one they went with by an overwhelming majority. So I hope you're all pleased with the outcome. Will be a video build. Video editing is in progress. I'm about halfway through the first and maybe only video. Because there's not a huge amount on the interior, I might condense this into one video, because I think that will capture enough of how this went together. So that was number 1 finished. Number 2 finished, which was another Fujimi kit in 24 scales, the Ford GT40 in the 1966 Le Mans winning livery for Bruce McLaren and Chris Amon. This is actually a good kit from Fujimi. There is some challenges. Getting this body onto the chassis is challenging, but mine went really well actually. I was quite surprised. But however, again, a relatively simple kit. A little bit of work on these intakes just to make sure there's no seam line. I think I've gotten away with that well. But all primed in UMP black. I think I then used X18 semi-gloss black as the base coat. Decals applied, clear coat and Gravity 2K. And set aside while I worked on the running gear, interior, etc. So again, it's pretty much curbside kit. You can see the gearbox at the back and that's about it. There's basically nothing in front of that. You can see the parcel shelf on top and that's it. There's no engine detail. So yeah, so relatively simple kit, but actually quite a nice kit to work on. So I did actually quite enjoy this. Altogether went together quite well. Once again, I do have all the footage, so this will probably come out as a video at some point in the future, but I have a lot of other videos to do, so how quickly I don't know. Trying to keep up is challenging, but at least now I'm kind of recording more footage, so I have that flexibility to get some more videos out. So, but yeah, that's number 2 completed for this year, and the first completion of the ISM Le Mans group build. So there we go. So in terms of what's been bought, so first thing that's been bought is another D-Model Kits Sierra, which I have done an inbox review on the channel of that, so you can go have a look, but that's just another one that I'm going to use for some aftermarket decals at some point. Next kit I picked up was the Hasegawa Nissan Pulsar GTIR, another classic 90s rally car, so of course I had to go and pick it up. And the other item that came in was the Fujimi 24th scale McLaren MP4 12C GT3. So an out of production kit. They reappeared in a few places. I think Spot Model had a few. I spotted this one on D-Model Kit, so I went and picked it up. Very hard to get them at good prices. So when they reappear in stores, when they get them, it's always a good idea to pick one up, which is what I did. So that's pretty much all that's new. Yeah, that's all that's new. So let's have a look at what's in progress. So first thing to have a look at in progress section is the Belkits Metro 6R4. So this is a recent starter, mainly just body work done at this stage. So we've been wanting to do this kit for ages. Finally had an opportunity to drag it off the shelf and start work on it. So primed in UMP white and then painted using the Metro 6R4 Rothmans white and blue set from Zero Paints. Now I think the blue is not quite a perfect match. I think it's slightly lighter than the actual blue on the decals that come with the kit. But however, I think it's close enough and it looks alright, but I think it is slightly different. But nonetheless, primed in UMP white, painted in white, masked up, painted in blue. Now I did have a few issues with a little bit of bleed through. I think most of those have been corrected, but I think there's a few spots here and there where I thought decals were going to cover it up but didn't quite, so I might go back with a very fine brush just to fix a few edges here and there. Decals themselves, absolutely perfect. Cartograph decals in this Belkits kit. They went down without a problem. A little bit of UMP normal, UMP strong for any that have to conform around edges, but they've all gone on absolutely fine. I've stuck with the original Racing rather than Rothmans because the rally that this ran in, that's the livery it ran in. No tobacco sponsorship on the Lombard Rally in 1985, I think. Quickly looking at the box, quickly breaking stuff, 86 in fact. So yeah, RIC Rally, Lombard RIC Rally 86. At least from the pictures I've seen, it ran in the Racing rather than Rothmans. So that's in progress. Lots of other parts have been done in the base colour. Things like the chassis, the interior tub roll cage, they're all done and set aside. All the major body pieces, you know, the body shell, rear wing, front bumper, all that's ready to go to 2K in a day or two. So the other kit in progress is, bear with me making noise, I'm dropping stuff, is this, which is a 48 scale Eduard BF 109. Yeah, so this has been, I kind of started this, made very quick progress, then unfortunately got a little bit sidetracked by some other stuff, so it's kind of stalled a little bit. So we'll all put together, cockpit was done, fuselage put together, primed in UMP grey primer. Then I've used Revell Aqua to do the base coats of RLM colours, so the RLM light blue and the two greys on the top. Mottling was done by hand using H&S Infinity with a 0.15 needle. And yeah, I'm reasonably happy with its progress so far. So there's still quite a bit of paint work to do on this. So there are some areas which are in yellow, just under the engine, the tail, and then looking at the scheme, there looks like there might be some other areas that need a little bit of masking and painting as well. Once that's all done, there'll be decals, weathering, stuff like that. Still need to do work on the undercarriage, propeller, and the canopy itself as well. So, but yeah, quite pleased with its progress so far. It's been quite a clean build, no major dramas, what you'd expect from an Eduard kit. A few of the parts beginning to show their age a little bit. A little bit of seam line, a little bit of flash here and there, but generally it's gone together very smoothly, so quite happy with that so far. So that is number 2 of kits in progress. So the only other kit that's in progress, which I'm just going to grab a piece of paper. The only other kit in progress, which the instructions in front of you will show you, is the 1/8 scale Trans Am from Revell. Now this is a build for a magazine, so I'm actually not going to show any of it. But that is in progress. That is a monstrously sized kit. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you've watched any of the ISM, Paul's daily live streams, I've been on a couple at the weekends, you will have seen a little bit of some of that. It's a ridiculously sized kit. But that is in progress, so but you're not going to find out any more than that until it's done and in the magazine. So there we have it. Let's actually let's go back to me for the upcoming future plans bit. Yeah, let's go back to me. So we've done in progress. So this is the future plans. So instead of come back to me for once, so you can look at me talking rather than my hands from top down view. So this is the future plans bit. So going to try and keep this to the bare minimum. So as I've said previously, future plans for me, aside from general themes of things, I try not to be too specific. I kind of like the opportunity to kind of come into my stash and kind of go, oh, what do I want to build? Pick one out and start building it. I think that's the way it was with the Metro. I'd gotten that ages ago. I'd been really keen to build it. Other stuff got in the way because of, kind of build on what's next and what's after that. And however, I had this nice opportunity where I'd kind of pretty much finished the Mercedes, was almost finished the GT40, and something that was going to be in the what next wasn't quite ready. Something else that was in the what next wasn't quite ready to start. So I said, oh, I'll start something else, and had a look around, opened a few boxes and decided I'll go with the Metro. But wanted to do that for ages since I got it. It's a Group B rally car. It's in a Rothman scheme. It's Jimmy McRae. All big box tickers for me when it comes to rally cars. So it was nice to have that, kind of kid in a sweet shop with money approach. Kind of go in and pick something off the shelf and start it. So I don't want to get too drawn into thinking too much about a long list of projects coming up. So general themes. But that being said, what's coming up that I know I will do soon. There are 2 kits that I definitely need to get into soon. So if you follow ISM as well, I know a lot of you do, International Scale Modeler. So one of our friends on ISM, Gary Pashley, died 12 months ago. Not quite to the day, but very close. Start of February in 2022. We lost Gary, sadly. We did a group build from last year of the F-15. It was his favourite aircraft. This year we're doing kind of a buddy group build of the Lexus LFA from Tamiya, because he was a big Lexus fan. LFA, top tier kit from Tamiya, so for him that was one of his favourites to nag people to go and build. So with it being re-released sort of from Tamiya recently, certainly there was lots of new ones appeared in various places. It was an opportunity for people to grab them and join in. So that's on the future build list. It's not been started yet because my kit, when I opened the box, the A-pillar was broken. No fault of the sellers, just sometimes happens. It was well packed. Sometimes in the box these things happen. I've been in contact with them. They're sourcing a replacement from the distributor in the UK. So just waiting for that to be sent through. Once that's sent through, that can go into the imminent pile. So that's pretty much, that's going to be built soon. The other thing I want to get started on soon is the D-model kits, Sierra. So got 2 of them. Technically now got a third one as well. The main reason for not starting them, I was waiting to get the paints from D Model Kits, the fire scale paints for the 2 boxed versions. Those are now in, so once I move something off the bench, I'll get started on doing that. So that's going to be coming up pretty soon as well. So they're the 2 what's coming up soon. So yeah, so that's where we are and what's coming up. Other than that, hopefully when I get through some of these, I'll pull out another Le Mans kit. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll see. Anyway, that's the what's coming up bit done. Let's stay with me for the finishing bit. So there we have it. That's my February on the bench. You had my random thoughts at the start about new kit releases. Yeah, maybe I should pick some some new kit info and shove in some monthly update every now and again. Might be worth looking at. Who knows? Yeah, so the finished stuff, the Mercedes, overall look of it I'm really pleased with. Exterior is good. As I said, the interior running gear is disappointing. I don't mind a simple curbside kit, but particularly the interior is just a bit slapdash from Fujimi on this kit. I think the overall shape is not maybe as bad as people think it is, but there are alternatives out there. So Kitbox do a resin version of it, so I may look at getting one of them at some point in the future. It'd be nice to do a back-to-back comparison. I believe D Model Kits now actually stock the Kitbox kits, and if you watch Paul on International Scale Modeler, he's had one each of their kits come in. And I think he's done a review of the BMW, so they do look like good quality resin kits. So I may look to get the Mercedes at some point and do a different scheme and do kind of a comparison to how the Fujimi kit kind of looks and feels. GT40, sort of the first of my hopefully more than one Le Mans kits for the 100 years of Le Mans this year as part of the ISM group builds. I've got a couple of other Le Mans kits in mind, but it was nice to get that one done, so I know I'm in the group building in with a finished kit, and we'll see how many more I get through, because that could be with the rate I build, I'd hope to get about 4 kits done by June for the Le Mans build, on top of some other things that are going on. So as I kind of spoke about in the what's coming up, future plans section, that was it. Yeah. So there we have it. So I'm not going to waffle anymore. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been a little bit shorter than previous bench reviews. I want to try and keep them as concise as possible. So thank you very much for watching. As I said earlier, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And for everyone watching, please drop a like as well. If you have any comments, stick them in the comment field below, and I'll reply as much as I can to everyone. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon in what should be the Mercedes DTM car video build coming up very, very soon on the channel. So thank you all, and bye bye for now.